Welcome back to the channel. And this news was just baffling. It was some of the wildest stuff that anybody could have just dropped on a Monday. Crimson Desert developer Pearl Abyss rejected PlayStation exclusivity deal, and man, if you go digging through the translations and stuff like that, you learn a whole lot. You learn a whole lot. And it's wild because the way Pearl Abyss talked about it, I mean, I don't know how accurate the translations are. I can't really say. I don't speak Korean, so I can't read the Korean ones to translate it for myself. But from what how Pearl Abyss was talking, they're like, yeah, Sony came to us with like this big brilliant plan because they saw the game at Gamescom and they're like, damn, this shit look kind of good. Hey, you might want to come with us and let us publish your game. And then they talk terms. And Pro Libby's like, yeah, y'all got some good numbers over there, but like we'll take this from here. We'll do it ourselves. And I'm like, damn. Then they give like details of like the kind of contracts Sony's throwing to most of these people. And I'm like, Sony's high key finessing the fuck out of some of them. They're really getting finesse, even though it sounds kind of good when you think about it. Like when they first present it, Pro Abyss was like, yeah, so like the deal usually is like 70-30, 70-30, because like if you publish a game on PlayStation, they get 30% of your revenue anyway because they the holder of the platform. That's usually normal. But if they publish your game, because they asked to publish this game for Pearl Abyss, they get another fucking 35%. What? What? That's crazy numbers, bro. So 65% of the game goes to PlayStation. And they hold the rights to tell you when you can launch your game on PC. That's the only reason Stellar Blade isn't on PC yet. They want to do a PC port, but Sony holds the sole right to tell them when they can do a PC port of their own game. That is what Sony Publishing gets them. That is why Stellar Blade has not made more money. Because Sony said, oh no, we're going to hold this back for a while. Why would they do that to them? And that's the kind of deal that they tried to give Pearl Abyss. But Pearl Abyss is like, yeah, bro, but we're not shift up. We have a publishing branch of our own. We can handle the publishing of our game. Oh my God, bro. Reading those translations was crazy. But this coming out now is just like, Sony has done this to so many developers. And they try to use their game success as a means to try to get developers to be like, hey, bro, we might as well go publish over there. Because they were talking about, oh, Ghost of Tsushima on our side because they said this game is reminiscent of Ghost of Tsushima to them. That's what Sony told Pearl Abyss. They told Pearl Abyss Ghost of Tsushima is sold upwards of 10 million. Yes. And you sold that motherfucker 3 times, Sony. How the fuck it only make 10 million if you sold it 3 times over the course of 7 years? 3 different versions of Ghost, and you still only sold 10 million. That is crazy fucking work. Now we're seeing developers say no to PlayStation. Nah, we gonna sit over here. But then they do talk about like, oh, Wukong, it succeeded really well on PlayStation, selling out PS5s and all that. But 90% of his customer base was on PC. So why the fuck would Pearl Abyss want to give that up if they could succeed? Oh my God. I think people, especially developers, are starting to learn that the gaming market isn't just PlayStation versus everywhere else. It's not. And you do not have to buy into that bullshit that Sony is trying to spill. Pearl Abyss, and they have such a great deal. They have such a great relationship with Xbox too, because Black Desert came to Xbox. That was the first console it came to. We were testing that motherfucker for hellas before it actually launched on Xbox, and then I think a year later launched on PlayStation. But Xbox didn't lock that game away. It's just like they worked hard to get the console version of the game working, and then they put it on PlayStation, and it succeeded more on Xbox. So it's kind of cool that Xbox ain't getting cut out of fucking Crimson, because I've been waiting for Crimson Desert since they announced that motherfucker after the fucking Black Desert came out, and they gave news on how they're gonna do their next game after Crimson Desert launched. There was so much that came out in that financial report. And I'm like, damn, you learn a whole lot when when these details leak on the internet. I wish they reported on more of the stuff because the next game after Crimson Desert, it comes out. Did they say 6 months after Crimson Desert they want to launch their next game? And then Crimson Desert is gonna get multiplayer. There was so much we learned from that. Oh my goodness, it was so much. But I just want to talk about this because Sony really tried to get their ass. Sony really tried to get them. And Sony definitely needs more things in the pocket because they don't have anything coming from their first party studio still. They haven't showed anything, bro. They haven't showed anything. So them trying to get Pearl Abyss makes sense. It makes sense on Sony's side. But locking them out of Xbox because they said that Xbox doesn't get a version and we don't get our PC version until Sony says so was crazy work. And I think that's why they scuttled that deal. Because PlayStation, bro, you don't have that power no more. We saw what Square Enix said after they left y'all. Ain't no money on PlayStation. We saw what y'all did to Shift Up. They sold 1 million. Shift Up like, yeah, bro, we gearing up for a PC release. We still ain't got an announcement for that. How the fuck? They had so much hype. And Sony killed it. Oh, hell no, bro. We seen what they did to motherfucking Helldivers. Sony killed that hype, bro. Oh, no, bro. Pearl Abyss, they did not want to get in with that bullshit. So make sure to like, button, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.